Good afternoon, everyone. I am Emily Bull, DRI's Marketing Director, and I will be your moderator for today's Artificial Intelligence in Manufacturing webinar. Before I introduce our presenter, I just want to go over a few housekeeping items. All attendees are muted as they enter the webinar. Today's presentation will be about 30 minutes, we expect, and time permitting, which we should have time in the hour, we will open the floor for questions at the end of the presentation. If you'd like to ask a question, and we encourage you to do so, please do that by typing and submitting the question in the questions tab of your GoToWebinar toolbar. You can submit a question at any point throughout the webinar. And if we don't have time to get to your question, we will follow up with you directly via email following the live broadcast. We'll also be recording this webinar. That recording will be emailed from me to all registrants following today's live presentation. You can expect to receive that this afternoon or tomorrow morning. And as always, if you have questions following the session, you are welcome to respond to that email as well. With that, I'd like to introduce our presenter today, John Rood. John joined DRI as Director of Artificial Intelligence earlier this year, bringing with him an extensive background in artificial intelligence. He leads transformative AI initiatives in manufacturing and business, collaborating with clients to assess AI potential and integrate data flows for enhanced insights. John is passionate about generative AI and offers innovative solutions that impact the bottom line, some of which you will see presented today. His prior roles include creator of Philosophy GPT, founder of Vector Vault, and CEO at Kibli. John, pretty interesting background. I think everyone's really excited to see what you have to show us today. So why don't you go ahead and take it away?
All right, thanks. Let me see if I can get my camera started here. All right, can you see me?
Yep, look great.
Sweet. All right, hey everyone, I'm John Rood. Good to see you guys. So I'm excited to share with you guys some artificial intelligence in manufacturing. So to kick this off, I'd like to share with you some manufacturers already using AI, how they're using it, and what kind of results they're getting. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you a few screenshots of the Infor AI YouTube channel. So these thumbnails are videos that you can go and watch, but instead of sharing with you a whole video that you can just watch, I'm going to give you the synopsis on what AI did for them, and basically you can watch the whole video if that's interesting to you. So Combalift, they had a warehouse that was basically operating on Excel sheets and moved to ERP, integrated AI, and they just dramatically improved their floor, where their employees were usually running around very, very busy. And 1 year later, after the AI transformation, they had basically people doing almost nothing because they had automated so much of their factory floor. Bozeman Health is a large hospital, and they were able to completely make their entire inventory system accessible with AI through conversation to their employees, which allowed their employees to increase their speed of retrieving different products, whether it be catheters, medicines from the different parts of the hospital, to bringing it to the patients that they actually need by about 23%, which dramatically reduced hours worked compared to the amount of patients they were serving. Oliver Packaging is a DRI client working with Infor AI, and they're optimizing their inventory and predictions with AI. I've personally been on these calls where we're building this AI, and I've seen the transformation myself. It's just been a really cool thing to see a company go from having a difficult time with predictions and organization to utilizing AI to make the concern over those things a thing of the past. So that was really cool to see. Now this one is really interesting. Amalthea is a goat cheese manufacturer, and it was a really interesting, this video I think is very interesting because They make cheese. And I thought to myself, how can AI help you make cheese? But it turns out that the exact percentages of the different milks and fats and things that they put in their vats to make the cheese dramatically changes their results and increases their production if they can optimize those numbers. So AI helped them do exactly that and made a massive difference for them in their cheese production. And this company here, Comatic Seeding, they had a massive change with AI as well that you can look into. Now, I want to move on to the next part. What is AI? So AI is essentially a matrix multiplication algorithm. For those of you that want the over technical explanation, what really happens is we pass data through the front right here. It goes through the neural network, which has these nodes, and each node has a weight. These weights and biases get adjusted until the predictions equal the results that we're looking for. So that's how AI is built. Basically, all you need to know is that AI is data. These AI models are essentially statistics on steroids. So that's why data is king. The data that you put into the model is the AI that you get on the other side. Speaking of data on the other side, Infor AI has a AI platform, and I want to share with you a little bit about that. So data is king, as I mentioned. Now, Infor AI is built around and centered around data. It's extremely important. Now, one of the benefits to having an Infor ERP system is that when you integrate Infor AI, all of your ERP data is automatically included in there. Now, you also want to make sure that anything your business does, not everything passes through the ERP system. So you also want to make sure that all data, any data that's relevant to your business is all accessible in one spot, and that one spot is where you build your AI models from. So we call that spot a data lake. And when you feed data into that lake, that's called a data stream. Now, data lakes are really important. Data lakes are, like I said, AI is data. And if you don't have a place for your data, then what you have is no data. So in order to have data, you first need a place to put all that data. So a data lake is that place to put all your data. And when you have data, you have the ability to gain value and make AI models. And when you don't have data, you don't have the ability to make AI and to build AI models. So that's why data is the very first step. And Infor AI gives you a platform that automates all of that data aggregation. And the concept of a lake is a really apt description because a lake is a long-term thing. It stays in one spot and it's there when you need it. And that's exactly what you get with your data lake is you can add all the relevant business data, and today, tomorrow, next month, maybe that data isn't super important, but one day it will be. And the years of history that you need that data for will be there when you need it, allowing you to gain the value and optimization that you need. That these kind of changes they make a magnitude of difference because we hear a lot about big data, data science, and optimization. But what does it really mean at the end of the day? Oftentimes, it's the difference between a completely different business model or simply doing your current business model in such an optimal way that no one can compete. So data science and optimization of big data are really powerful. And what's more important is that you want to have all those things with enterprise reliability, security, and as I mentioned, future proofing. So Infor AI is a great platform and you get all those things with it. You have obviously inside of your ERP system, you have document management, your integration, and now we get into the data lakehouse, the government risk and compliance, low code application and development, which if you have any technically advanced people on your team, you could even potentially take advantage of. But what's really powerful about the Infor AI platform is the assistance that you get. And I'm not talking about the digital assistants. I'm talking about the actual assistants. Infor is a large company full of data scientists that are really great at doing data science. And they can help you identify the data in your company that will allow you to optimize things that you can gain massive value from and turn those into AI models that are always ready and available on and through the AI or Infor AI platform. So that's why they're both artificial intelligence and augmented intelligence. So artificial intelligence is built off data, and augmented intelligence is what you do that's really smart with that data. So next, this is my section on Infor AI. So this is Infor AI, valuable data lake. You've got the ERP system integrated. You've got big data, data science optimization, enterprise reliability, security, and future proofing. All of that with the help of Infor data scientists. And I think that last part is actually really important. So what if though ChatGPT worked for you? And this is ChatGPT. So ChatGPT has many skills. It's multilingual. ChatGPT can take instructions in English and reply in Spanish or any other language. It's a great data analyst. It can sift through large amounts of text, extract key points. It's great at creative writing, educational tutoring, technical troubleshooting, research assistance, copywriting, customer service, and programming. But there are some problems. See, ChatGPT, you can't hire it because it doesn't know everything about your business, your products, or how to talk to your customers. It also doesn't know your goals or what kind of customers you are looking for. And it also doesn't know how to take conversations with prospects and customers in the right direction or where that direction is. So just like any other employee you hire, it needs training, and it needs training on your business, on your goals, and how to perform well in its role at your company. Which brings me to agents, AI agents. See, this is our AI agent. Its name is Artemis. He's live on decision.com. You can go talk to him if you want. And how do we build these AI agents? We use a few technologies. So we use a technology called RAG. We use another technology called NLP. And we use another technology called GPT. That's ChatGPT. And add all those together, you get an AI agent. So RAG is a retrieval augmented generation process. NLP is natural language processing, and ChatGPT is ChatGPT. And at the end, you get an autonomous AI agent, integrated and taking action. So I'm going to explain these building blocks that allow you to create AI agents. The first building block is retrieval augmented generation. Now, when you use retrieval augmented generation, what you're doing is you're putting data into a vector database, and you're searching that vector database with a vector similarity search, and you're using the retrieved results from that search as context for your next reply. That's retrieval augmented generation. It's a really big deal in the tech world today. Everyone that I know in AI that is on the top of their field is talking about this and doing this. And I was recently on a call with a research firm that they were basically predicting RAG as the next most important technology to come out for AI. So this is really important. It's really quite amazing things you can do with RAG. Now, NLP, natural language processing, though, RAG has its limitations. And beyond those limitations, we use NLP. So when you are using RAG, you're just responding, and you may be able to generate some really amazing responses. But just responding isn't just enough. What you need is you need to be able to engage the person correctly. What if they're trying to sell you a product and you're attempting to engage them as if they're a customer? That's obviously not going to work very well, but you can force ChatGPT to do that and it'll gladly do it for you. Obviously, that's not what you want. So you need to use natural language processing to make sure that you're doing the right thing. You're talking in the right way. So that's why we check for the state, and that's what we call this, the state that the conversation is in. Is the state a selling conversation? Is it a buying conversation? Is it a neutral conversation? We need to know that information before we can make the proper response. Now, depending on that state and in contrast to your goals, we need to take an appropriate action or response. So with prompting, what if it sounds too cliche and boilerplate? That's often a complaint that people have about ChatGPT is it's extremely boilerplate, extremely cliche. So what if you want it to sound exactly like your business? Well, we can actually make that happen with prompting. So ChatGPT is really good at impersonating any type of writing style or communication style we want to give it. So we give it that. And another thing it's really great at emulating is a perspective. See, it can say information from the perspective of a third party or a first party. It can say that from the perspective of advising you to go talk to someone else or advising you to engage with them. And those are completely different perspectives. So we need to give it the right perspective to use the information we're providing it with. Now, what if this is an email and not a chat conversation? Well, that's where we get to channel dependent communication styles. So we want to give it the right information, we want to make it sound right, and we want to make it respond right. We want to make it sound natural if it's in an email and natural if it's in a chat. And so once we do that, we get an autonomous AI agent. And these autonomous AI agents are really amazing. There's some really incredible advantages that they provide that a human simply can't, and you'll see why. The first one is very obvious, 24/7 availability. Not a single person on the planet could ever do this. The chatbot, though, the AI, can always be live, always provide round-the-clock service, addressing inquiries and issues at any time, especially beneficial for international clients. Now, another thing it can do is have, oh my gosh, instant responses, immediate responses instead of a person, has a single track. They can only respond to one thing at a time, which is what makes us need to wait to respond to things usually. So an AI, though, is able to be operated in parallel. We can either have one of these AI agents, or we can have 100 of them having the same conversation with 100 different people at the exact same time. That's really cool. And they're also cost efficient. I like to say they cost like 1/3 of an employee while doing the work of 3. And the reason I say that is because the cost of one of these agents is about the third of an employee. And the fact that it works 3 8-hour shifts in a day is where I get the it works like 3 from. Now, another really cool benefit is that these AIs are always the same. They will always provide the same consistent information, quality of service, and standard in every interaction. It's not going to deviate. Perhaps the responses change, but the tone and the composure of each is the same. Now, it also gives a personalized customer experience. With the ability to address customer history, preferences, the AI can tailor its interactions and make recommendations or offer solutions that are relevant and personal to that client. That's where you're having a personal one-on-one agent to user conversation, and this AI can handle those conversations perfectly. Now, it's also scalable, and this is really, really valuable. So scalability means that you can either go from taking one customer question in 1 minute to 100 customer questions in 1 minute, and this can scale during peak hours to be able to respond to your customers one-on-one as if it only has that one person to talk to, and that's a really cool use case. Now, another thing is that you automatically get to collect data, and you're automatically going to be adding to your database on every interaction, and that'll allow you to continually improve your services and experience in the future. So you can also reduce human error. This is really great. An AI never gets mad, never loses its cool. It also doesn't get sick, and it doesn't make mistakes. So a human will always make some mistakes sometime, but this AI is actually able to make mistakes during the testing phase, and then once we get it live, we can always know this thing is going to act the same every time. Back to that consistency. And then one of my favorite things is the multilingual support. So like I said, it can take instructions and context in any language and use that information in a response in any other language. And that is really, really cool. So what's it like to own an AI agent? So first thing is, who are you buying from? Well, you buy from DRI. We've been in business since '78, building and implementing ERP systems, and now we're just getting into the AI game as far as making these AI agents. We've been developing these agents for over a year, and we just now have one live on our website. So you can go talk to that AI agent. In fact, if you're interested in AI services or any other services we provide, the AI asks you about that and ends up sending us an email if you are and provide contact information. And the AI agent we built for you can be doing the exact same thing. So how's the quality? Like I said, you can test the quality out at decision.com for yourself. But the way that we build these is really stable. So we start with customer service records, and we're able to take multiple years of customer service inquiries, or say thousands of customer messages as our test set. We're able to build an AI agent and test the way that it would respond as if we stepped back in time to the very second that customer messaged in and wrote them a response right away. And we can create this test set to where we've got a 99+% accuracy, meaning that every single response the AI is generating is essentially exactly what you'd want it to be saying. And the way that we're able to do this is by building the AI, context, everything it knows about your business it's using in every reply, optimize the sound with the prompting and the way that it comes across until 99+% of all the messages that you look at are awesome and you love them. So that's how we build this. And what kind of infrastructure and support does it come with, though? Because what if we build it and it just goes kerplat next week? Well, that's never going to happen because we're building it for you. We're DRI. We're here to support you, and we're here to support you for as long as you own this AI agent. In fact, these agents come with support and maintenance every year, so that you have the ability to update product information in the database, update the way that it's responding. Hey, maybe you missed something during the testing phase that you only found out, hey, this one kind of question, if you ask it, it doesn't have the best response. Can we fix that? The answer is yes, absolutely, and it'll be done very quickly. So what can you expect in the terms of reliability? Well, see, these are built off of ChatGPT. Like I said, you're basically hiring ChatGPT to learn everything about your business products and how to talk to your customers. And what's ChatGPT's reliability? It's over 99.9%. Their API does go down sometimes. It's been down for a couple hours at times, and that's just the way that it goes. Sometimes things happen, but you can know that that is going to be about 0.1% of the time, and so that's really great. And as far as the other infrastructure that's backing the AI agents, such as the database that we store the data in, those are operating on Google or Azure, Microsoft Azure servers. So you're getting the enterprise reliability of Google and Microsoft and OpenAI. In terms of reliability, it's as best as we can possibly get. So anyways, these are the AI agents we build, and this is the Infor AI platform that you can build AI from, collect data to, and future-proof all of your future AI endeavors, starting with that. So now I'll open it up to questions, and if you have any questions, put them in the chat or the question section, and I will
Yeah.
give you.
So as I mentioned earlier, if you have a question, you can type and submit your question in the question tab of your webinar toolbar. We didn't have, John, any questions come through during the session, so we'll give it a minute here. And as you can see here on this last slide, we do have a QR code. If you scan that code and you have questions or you want to inquire about DRI's, anything that John showed today, you can scan that code. It'll take you directly to the AI form on our website, where you can learn more about our services, what we have to offer, and also you can submit your questions and they'll go directly to John. So we did get one question. How is Infor AI related to Coleman AI?
So Infor AI is the rebranded name for Coleman AI, and it's the same platform, but Infor AI is switching to that name, the platform name.
Yep. Our next question is somebody asking, they say, I'm curious about the relationship between the AI chat and manufacturing. So maybe if you could just kind of correlate how the chat would function for manufacturers.
Right. So when we develop these AI agents, they can be available by chat, which if you go to the DRI website, you obviously see our chat bot and can talk to Artemis there. But what if you don't have a chat bot? If you don't have a chat bot, these AI agents actually come with one. And if you do, they can integrate into one. So one of the other really cool things about these AI agents is that they're able to integrate into whatever CRM system or support system that you're using. And that's actually really cool. So we've integrated ours into HubSpot, but we can integrate into Salesforce, Intercom, really any other CRM. And if you don't have a chatbot on your website, these AI agents come with one for free. So they are actually a part of the process.
Okay. We did have one more question. Just a reminder before I get to that question, if you do have a question, feel free to type and submit it in the question tab of your webinar toolbar. As of right now, John, this is our last question, and I'm not sure if I fully understand it, but it sounds like they're asking, um, it says, is that email and chat records of customer service interactions to teach the AI agent? So it sounds like they're asking if you can use previous interactions to train the AI agent.
Yeah, that's actually how it works. So we're able to take customer support records, previous best responses to your customers, to the questions they have, enter them, vectorize them in the database, and use them to respond. So yes, these AI agents can be built off of your existing support records and product documentation and even sales material as well.
Okay. We did have a few more trickle in. Somebody asked if the links to the YouTube videos that you referenced would be available. Rick, I can get those links from you, John, and we can include those in the follow-up email if that works. So you can
Hmm.
expect to see those this afternoon or tomorrow morning. We have another question. Have you done any work within Sightline for executive team to simply ask for sales dollars or inventory totals within a chat window?
Something like that can definitely be created. Simply the Sightline ERP, operating on Infor CSI, we can integrate with that CSI wrapper. Essentially allows us to build and integrate anything we want into the ERP system.
Yep. Okay. We'll pause here for one more beat just to see if we get any more questions coming through. That does appear to be all of our questions going once, going twice. All right. So since that appears to be all our questions, please keep an eye out for the email this afternoon with the recording and the links to those YouTube videos we referenced. But that does appear to be the session for today. So we'll give you back a little bit of time in your day. Thank you so much, John. Thank you to all of our attendees. We wish you all a happy and safe holiday season.